Hey y'all, Rick Sky here, back again with another Timepieces for Tomorrow video. And within this video, I want to talk about is the Jaeger LeCoultre. The Jaeger LeCoultre, in this case, the Jaeger LeCoultre Master Control. Is it a bad idea to get it on a bracelet instead of a leather strap? And I'm going to talk about this in a lot of depth, probably a few things you haven't considered. So first of all, if your decision to go with bracelet versus leather strap is based upon the assumption that, oh, well, if it's got a stainless bracelet, then it might be able to get wet. Well, that is true to some degree. You know, you could, and I do, I wash my hands wearing this Jaeger LeCoultre, but keep in mind, this crown is not a screw-down crown. So this is not a timepiece that one would want to pursue any sort of aquatic activities while wearing. If you're washing your hands, that's fine and dandy. You know I like to wash my hands, get a little bit of soap, and kind of scrub my bracelet off. But, you know, that's an advantage that the bracelet would give over a leather strap. But there's a few things that you may not have known. And actually, this is something that one of the gentlemen in the authorized dealer taught me. And there's a lot more to the bracelet than just the cosmetic appearance, and obviously the fact that a bracelet that's made out of stainless steel could get wet, unlike leather, where leather would probably ruin. Number one, this is probably the most comfortable bracelet that I wear. It's super, as you can see, it's very flexible there. Unlike a Rolex or a Tudor or a, insert brand here, this has a very almost, just look at that. It's hard to describe. Until you put it on your wrist, it's hard to describe how it feels. Also, there's something here that you may not realize. So it's got the deployant, again, not to be confused with deployment. It's deployant. So it's got a deployant clasp. But something you may not realize, and I didn't realize it, is that, see, you can sit your timepiece down like that. And when it's set down like that, because of the clasp design, the case back, which this does have an exhibition case back, so you can see the Jaeger LeCoultre, the Jaeger LeCoultre movement. You can see there, see, there's a Jaeger LeCoultre movement. 1,000 hours master control. I mean, these guys don't joke around. They know how to make a movement. They know how to make it look nice, and they know how to show it off. And that's why you've got that exhibition case back. But, typically with a case back like that, you wouldn't want to sit it down where it's on the case back. So you'd probably sit your timepiece down on the opposing side of the crown. At least that's how I do it. But in the case of the stainless bracelet for the Jaeger LeCoultre, it keeps it elevated. So see, that case back is not making contact with my desk. Not that my desk would necessarily scratch it, but it's just one of those cool characteristics that you may not have been aware of with a Jaeger LeCoultre stainless bracelet. So, it's a matter of personal preference. And, my thing is, typically when people wear the Master Control, they're probably going to want a leather strap because they're probably wearing it with a suit. But the bottom line is, this is the thing. This bracelet looks perfectly acceptable. I mean, it does not turn it into a swim with it watch because you do not have a screw down crown, but it gives it a unique personality. And, you've probably seen a lot, well, not necessarily a lot of people, depending on where you live, but you've probably seen a good bit of people that wear Jaeger LeCoultre Master Control, and most of those people probably have it on the leather strap. It looks great on the leather strap. I mean, this timepiece is designed to be a dress watch, definitely a dress watch and not a sports watch. But this is such an exceptionally comfortable bracelet. And again, the fact that you can sit it on your desk like that, I mean, that's kind of cool. I know it sounds stupid to say that, but it is cool. It's a cool characteristic that, you know, just it's a testament to the amount of time that Jaeger LeCoultre puts into the design, not only their timepieces and their movements, well, I should say their movements and their timepieces, but also their bracelet. I mean, Jaeger LeCoultre is a high horology movement manufacturer. I mean, they're a haute horology. You know, they are the horological experts. I mean, they really are. I mean, they don't even submit to the COSC because they subject their movements to, they call it their 1,000 hours master control. But what makes that so cool is that they subject their movements to 1,000 hours in the case of the watch that you actually buy. So it's not just like, oh, well, we just got a random movement, we got a random case, and we're going to test it and see what it does and throw it together. No, they don't do that. They've got the movement in the actual watch case. So, I mean, these are very precision engineered timepieces. And I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing a Jaeger LeCoultre on a bracelet. Now, you may have a different opinion, and that's why I'm posting this video. You know, I'm not a dictator. You know, I'm here to share my opinions, and I think it looks nice on a bracelet. Now, you know, set aside what I just said about the Jaeger LeCoultre bracelet and imagine that none of those properties existed. You know, if it was just a bracelet that didn't really bring anything special to the table, you know, it wasn't comfortable, it didn't have the ability to, you know, set the case back off of the desk. If it didn't have any of those properties, would it still be good? I mean, that's, you know, tell me what you think below. The fact that this bracelet's tapered, I mean, there's few bracelets. I mean, look at that. Look at how it just kind of glides across my finger. So imagine that was your wrist. I mean, how comfortable does that look? And you can only feel how comfortable it is if you put a Jaeger LeCoultre bracelet on your wrist. I mean, they did an exceptionally excellent job designing this. And something else is cool. The outer links are polished. The inner links are brushed. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, this is going to show scratches. But again, this is not designed to be a tool watch. You know, this is not designed to be a sports watch. This is a dress watch, which typically one would probably see on leather. But in this case, it's on the Jaeger LeCoultre stainless bracelet. So the stainless bracelet is something unique. I think that this particular timepiece, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but I think this timepiece was featured, it was a movie, was it Eastern Promises? Is that the movie this was in? Tell me below. I didn't even know that when I purchased this. I was just, you know, I wanted a nice dress watch that was not a Datejust. You know, I was looking for a Datejust alternative, and, you know, something that would be, you know, exceptionally well engineered, but, you know, something that's comfortable. And I mean, it just, you know, it ticks all the boxes. I mean, we'll go into this in more depth within other videos, but, you know, the blued hands and the, you know, the rhodium plated indices, and then, you know, obviously there's no date cyclops. It's just a very well engineered, extremely well executed timepiece. And I don't think that the stainless bracelet just distracts from it. Not distracts. I don't think that the stainless bracelet takes away from the timepiece. I don't, you know, leather is what you normally see, but, you know, I think that the stainless bracelet is definitely, I don't know if it's a value add. I mean, it's super comfortable, but again, it's not going to turn this into a swim watch. You know, you do not have a screw down crown. So do not swim with me. No, do not. But, you know, it definitely gives it a unique look on the wrist, and it's something that, you know, people are not accustomed to seeing, because typically, you know, one can often decipher what a watch is just by looking at the bracelet. This is a unique bracelet. You know, it's something that you don't see in the wild that often. So, you know, I think the bracelet's a good option. And the good thing is this, leather straps, man, are cheap. You know, you get you a Jaeger LeCoultre on a stainless, and you can get an aftermarket, or you could even get a Jaeger LeCoultre leather strap and buckle or deployant clasp. I mean, I don't know. I want to hear what y'all say. Comment below, tell me what you think, and be sure to subscribe and check out all of the timepieces for tomorrow's videos. And I've got a lot of live shows too, so be sure to subscribe, ring that bell, and that'll notify you whenever I post another video or I've got a live show coming. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day. Tell me what you think. Hey y'all, Captain Irix Guy here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. It's youtube.com/Irix Guy. And ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.